Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into something absolutely huge today, a totally fundamental shift in how we actually interact with AI workspaces. For a long time now, we've kind of looked at tools like Gemini Notebook as just, fancy document summarizers. You feed it a PDF, get a quick summary, and move on, right? Well, that era is over. Today, we're talking about how to transform these tools from single-use chat boxes into persistent, source-grounded research workspaces. If you're ready to stop doing the exact same repetitive work and actually start building a compounding knowledge engine, well, you are in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to be completely honest with yourself for a second. When you open up your AI workspace, are you treating it like a smarter Control plus F? You know exactly what I mean. Treating it like a search engine where you're just fishing for a quick answer. I mean, these systems can hold up to 50 sources, each with like 500,000 words. Yet most of us are barely scratching the surface of that capability because we're stuck in this very specific, honestly very flawed, mental model of how AI should even be used. We can call this the old workflow. It's a totally disposable loop, and almost everyone is trapped in it right now. Step 1, you upload a few sources. Step 2, you ask a question. Step 3, you copy the output into a doc. And step 4, you literally just close the tab. Then, next week, you repeat the exact same pattern for a completely different topic. Upload, ask, copy, close. You're basically treating this incredibly powerful AI like a vending machine. But here is the massive problem with that vending machine approach, the sheer waste. Think about it. 5 robust sources contain enough deep contextual insights for probably 10 different assets. But in that old workflow, you produce exactly one output. The rest of that incredible value just lost to the ether. Because you close the tab and start from scratch every single session, none of your knowledge persists. Nothing compounds over time. You might feel like you're doing a lot of work, but strategically speaking, you are just running in place. To really wrap our heads around the shift, I absolutely love this analogy. Right now, you might be using AI as a microwave. It's fast, you put one thing in, you get one disposable meal out, and you're done. And let's be real, nobody's raving about a microwave steak. What you actually need to build is a prep kitchen. Think about a high-end restaurant. They bring in quality ingredients, they prep them carefully, and from that one highly organized system, they can serve dozens of completely different, complex dishes. They never start from zero for every single plate. That prep kitchen mentality is exactly what your AI workspace needs to become. And that brings us to our core definition for today, the AI Content Studio. Now, this isn't some new software feature you have to pay a premium to unlock. It is a system. Specifically, it's a source-grounded knowledge transformation system. Notice those words very carefully. Source-grounded means you are starting with verified inputs. We're talking real research, actual data, genuine transcripts, not just blank hallucination-prone prompts. And transformation means you're converting that existing verified knowledge into new forms, all while allowing you to exercise your own editorial judgment at scale. This is how you stop acting like a typist and finally step into the role of an editor. Let's move to how this builds into a practical, everyday process. This is your new workflow. First, you gather your sources in the acquire stage. Second, you run your analysis. That's where you structure the data and distill the key findings. Third is your decision phase, where you shape the exact angle for your specific audience. Fourth, you generate knowledge assets by expressing those ideas into actual drafts. And finally, you iterate by refining the content, distributing it, and measuring the results to feed right back into step 1. To make this super concrete, let's run a specific example right through this system. Let's call our workspace notebook AI Healthcare 2026. Now, for the acquire stage, we aren't just dumping random Wikipedia links in there. We are deliberately selecting 4 distinct sources: a primary WHO report on AI policy, 2 primary peer-reviewed papers on diagnostic AI, and 1 experiential source, like a transcript of a podcast with a startup founder. Just 4 sources. But they are deep, they're verified, and they are deliberately chosen to give us a full picture. But wait, before you even think about typing a single prompt into that chat box, you have to establish the layout. You have to map before you ask. This is the structure phase of your analysis. You create a quick mental or written index. You note that the WHO report handles the policy stats, the academic papers deal with accuracy, and that podcast, that gives you the boots-on-the-ground practitioner perspective. It sounds so simple, I know, but structuring it this way is what creates a fully queryable system. You can't transform knowledge if you don't actually know what you've put in the box to begin with. Now, what's really interesting here is the phrasing of this prompt. This is the distill phase. We are absolutely not asking the AI to simply summarize this paper. Summaries are basically a commodity at this point. Instead, we ask for synthesis. We ask, What are the 5 most important themes across all sources? And where do these sources disagree? See, most AI workflows fail because people ask for generation before they ask for understanding. This prompt forces the AI to cross-reference your beautifully curated knowledge base. When you use a synthesis prompt like that, boom, you suddenly uncover these hidden truths, things you would completely miss if you were just reading one source at a time. Across our 4 sources, the AI revealed 3 massive insights for us. First, diagnostic AI adoption is actually 3 times faster in developing nations, a crazy stat buried in that WHO report. Second, the 2 peer-reviewed papers completely contradict each other on false positive rates. And third, the founder in the podcast transcript describes a real-world failure mode that those academic papers didn't even consider. And this is where the magic really happens, the decision phase, where you actually shape the output. The AI has extracted all these raw insights, sure, but the AI cannot decide what actually matters. The AI doesn't know your specific audience. That requires human judgment. Let's say your target audience is hospital CTOs. As a professional, you confidently decide the narrative angle. You say, okay, we're going to lead with that surprising 3x adoption rate to hook them. We'll highlight the contradiction in the papers to show depth, and we'll close with the podcast's failure mode as a cautionary tale. You are providing the architectural blueprint. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive leverage of this entire workflow. Just look at the number 5. From that exact same single notebook session, the same 4 sources, the exact same synthesis, the same human-shaped angle, you are not just creating one disposable output anymore. You have built a prep kitchen. You are about to serve 5 entirely different dishes to your audience. Here are those outputs generated right in the express stage. Because you did all that hard work up front, the AI can now confidently draft a 2,000-word, fully citation-grounded blog post. Then, from there, you just ask it to adapt that into a 300-word newsletter summary, then a 10-slide presentation outline for your next staff meeting, then a 5-minute talking points guide, and finally, an 8-post LinkedIn thread starting with that developing nation surprise. 5 unique, high-quality knowledge assets from one single prep session. You research once, and you publish everywhere. But let's pause here for a second and map out the balance of power, because this right here defines your professional moat in the age of AI. A content studio does not replace you, it elevates you. Yes, AI assists with finding and importing sources, but you judge their credibility. AI extracts the themes and the statistics, but you are the one who judges which of those findings actually matter to the real world. AI can check the grammar and format all your citations, but you and only you are responsible for the voice, the interpretation, and the professional accountability of the final product. Simply put, AI generates, humans govern. So let's look at the stark contrast we've mapped out. Without this framework, you are trapped using the microwave. You get 1 output per session, and next week you are right back at square one, starting entirely from scratch. It's exhausting. But with the AI Content Studio framework, you are operating a prep kitchen. You are getting 5, 6, or 7 high-quality outputs per cycle. And because you are keeping these sources organized in persistent notebooks, your knowledge base actually compounds. Every single cycle makes the next one faster, deeper, and way better. So the crucial point, the overarching philosophy you really need to walk away with today is this. Better AI simply isn't enough. Better workflows matter more. Look, software updates and bigger context windows, they change every single quarter. If you don't have an underlying system to manage your knowledge, a better AI just means you can generate disposable, mediocre content slightly faster. The real competitive advantage goes to the people who build a structured workflow that captures, synthesizes, and transforms knowledge over time. It is time to stop running in place. It's time to build your own prep kitchen. We've covered the high-level view today, but to see exactly how to index your sources step by step and really master this complete Content Studio workflow, I highly encourage you to read the full source article. I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. Are you going to keep throwing away your valuable research in a digital microwave, or are you ready to finally build a compounding knowledge engine? Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.